To help you create a home that's going to last, we need to make the process simple. That's where this place comes in. Here at Dale Alcock Central, we've brought together all the components of your new home in one comfortable place. So you can make all the choices that make your home perfect for you. At Dale Alcock Central, it's easy to create a home that's good value for today and for tomorrow.
Have you ever heard the saying, your attitude determines your altitude? What you believe in is what you get? Now that may sound a little simplistic, but it could have some real meaning. There are plenty of rags to riches stories. Richard Branson, for instance, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He started life as a penniless student in London, but had the right attitude to go to a bank and persuade them to lend him enough money to start his first business. And now, of course, he runs the international Virgin Empire. But even closer to home, Kerry Stokes, who has a controlling interest in companies such as TVW Channel 7 in Perth and the West Australian newspapers, he didn't start with a silver spoon in his mouth either. He was adopted into a very poor family and left school at an early age, but overcame that to achieve what he has. And until a few weeks ago, you probably wouldn't have heard of the mining magnate Chris Ellison. He just paid $57.5 million for a mansion in Peppermint Grove. He came from New Zealand. He also left school before he finished high school, but he managed to overcome that and get to where he is today. So does your attitude to money affect how much money you actually have? We hear terms like filthy rich, money grabbing, dirty money. Are we programmed by our society to believe that money is somehow evil, money is bad, money is dirty? Do we need to change this attitude? Do we think that bosses somehow dishonest? They earn their money from the hard labour of the workers. That to make money you must somehow be hard-nosed. Now, of course, there are bad apples in every barrel, but there are plenty of good ones too. Most people in business who've made money are just hard-working, diligent people. But they've got the attitude to money that money is good. Perhaps our bad attitude is a little bit of jealousy. So what can you do to change your attitude towards money? Why not think of money as a tool? For example, if I earned $50,000 a year, and because I'm a generous guy, I decide to donate 5% of that to charity, I would be donating $2,500 a year. But what if I earned double that, $100,000, and still donated 5%? I'd then donate $5,000 a year. Because I'm making more money, I can afford to be more generous. I have a friend who ran a very successful business for 25 years. He was a painter. Because the business made him so much money, he could afford to take early retirement. He now volunteers going to third world countries to build houses. Because he made so much money, he can now do what he wants. When you make a lot of money, you pay more taxes. That tax goes to the government, and that government uses it to build infrastructure like roads and hospitals, and pays for people like nurses and teachers. If we weren't making a lot of money, the government wouldn't get a lot of tax, and our society would not benefit from that. But do I hear you say, money can't buy you happiness? Well, no, it can't. But then again, nor can poverty. Working in a job you like is important. I don't mean just go out and do anything to make the money beyond all else. But there's no reason why you can't work in a job you love, and as long as you invest wisely and start early enough, you will still make enough money to do the things you want to do. So if you change your attitude to money and use it as a tool, just think, the more money you have, the more taxes you pay, which benefits our society. The more money you have, the more jobs you can create. But most importantly, the more money you have, the more options you have. Money isn't evil. Use money as a tool.
Next, we learn how to spend best to get the most out of your renovation.
They will actually spend, usually 95% of the market will spend about 30% more than they have to.